Hi Vanessa, so this is the first time we're doing verbal feedback. You'll have to let me know if you like it, if it works well for you. Right off the bat, I have to tell you that I am impressed at your courage tackling research papers for 8th graders. There are certainly more interesting lesson plans, and so I appreciate the fact that you went for the hard stuff first. Your prior content knowledge, I think, is very appropriate for 8th grade, and so then organizing the facts and discerning most important details. Not only nicely aligned to the standards, but also, I think, excellent extension of their prior knowledge. I appreciate the fact that you dug beyond standards into evidence outcome. So what we're looking for is for you to design a lesson plan where kids are writing informative texts, where they introduce the topic clearly and develop it with relevant details. All right. So notice that your essential questions here are blank, and don't forget that I still think that those are important. Those can become evidence of your ability and your willingness to really meet the kids where they're at in their lives and bring them into the importance of these kinds of skills. And that's what I'm looking for in those essential questions. So make sure that you get those pieces in there, okay? All right. Your students will understand how to organize information and discern details. Well aligned. Students will be able to organize factual information into categories. You may want to add a by clause right here, so that it's a very measurable objective, right? Organize factual information into categories by, completing a worksheet, or by making a list or something kind of like that, so that at the end of the lesson there's no question whether students met that objective or not. Okay. Second one, develop a topic using details and facts from a credible source. Again, let's make it measurable. Maybe develop a topic using at least 3 details and facts, or using justifying the use of their details and facts from a credible source, something like that, just to get that measurability piece in there, okay? But all to say, those are well aligned, nicely done, okay? All right, so your formative assessment, observations, graphic organizers, perfect. Summative assessment, obviously their research paper, nice, excellent, well aligned, okay? So here is your hook, choosing an influential person to conduct research on, gathering your information. Now, Vanessa, think about Lemov's double planning, right? Pretend you're the 8th grader, and it is 7:30 on Monday morning. The bell rings, you drag your butt into class, you sit down, and the first thing your teacher says is, we're starting a new unit, you're choosing an influential person and writing an essay. You have just lost 90% of your class, all right? While this is your objective, and I think it's good to address that, and I think you should, again, let's get that hook piece up in here, that engagement piece, that essential question piece. Even if it's just asking them to brainstorm, who are people that have influenced you in your life? Are they people you know? Are they people you don't? Blah, blah, blah. Get their engagement, get their juices flowing a little bit, right? And then instead of dumping on them right away, like, bang, you're going to write an essay, talk to them about how do we honor these influential people? How do we know that these are influential people? Like, how, if you want to claim that your mom is the most influential person ever, you have to justify that to someone. If you want to choose some random person that no one's ever heard of and you need to explain it, how would you do that? Then you move them into the essay, okay? So think hard about those hooks in that double planning piece, all right? Papers should be organized chronologically in order from first to last or beginning to end, okay? So your paper should begin by introducing your character and their background. I'm not sure how that would be chronological. That tripped me up a little bit. Chronological would mean, like in 1952 this, and in 1973 that, and in 1984 this. But I don't think that you're doing chronology necessarily. You're first introducing character, about where they grew up, family, and school. and then experiences that motivate or influence them, and then transition into the accomplishments during their adult life. This is a huge chunk of you talking right here. Because our goal is to write lesson plans that you could just, hand to a sub, roll right out. Would you have them note-taking on this? Would you do some guided notes, some handouts, something like this? Because otherwise that's a lot of information to kind of drop right in the 8th grader's lap, and they'll gloss over and lose part of it, okay? All right. And you're telling them that their influential person also has to be important in American history, so they're not allowed to choose mom or dad. Interesting. Be ready for them to buck against that a little bit, okay? All right. All right. You are assigning them limited choice. I think that can be really helpful for 8th graders. Really helpful. Think about the way that you, sorry, I keep bumping my desk there. Think about the way that you introduce this, though. You talk about who's an influential person to you, but then you give them limited choice. Check out your internal alignment on that, okay? Either they're going to write about an influential person to themselves, and that's how you start the lesson plan, and that's what you keep. Or they're going to write about an influential person from history, and that's your lesson plan, and that's what you keep, okay? But, kind of switching back and forth like that might cause some confusion and some frustration, some angst on their part, all right? Okay. But a little transition in here, right? So choose your influential person. And now I'm going to give you a graphic organizer to organize your facts while you research. Transitions, we talked about those some last semester. They're really good opportunities to re-engage your students in what it is that you're doing. Instead of just saying, I'm going to give you a graphic organizer, re-engage them, take a moment to say, when we're talking about someone, the things that we choose to say about that person, the order we choose to say them, it matters, right? The first thing you say and the last thing you say they stick out in people's heads, right? How are you going to organize this information in such a way that it's actually going to be effective? Then roll into the graphic organizer part, okay? Use those transitions as a way to re-engage your kids each time, okay? All right. Pick a person most will know of, someone still alive and a big part of pop culture. All right, excellent. Present 4 or 5 facts about their life and fill in the table. Ask for questions. Demonstrate to me what your think aloud's going to be here. Not just, here's the table, I fill it in, but I will say this. I will think this piece aloud. I will justify the choice of this fact in this way, so that the kids have a thought structure to model themselves after. All right? All right. Now you say, after you've gathered your information, I'd like you to take a highlighter and highlight the facts. I think I missed a little something. Are you trooping them to the library computers? Are you going to have books available for them? How is it they're going to be gathering their information? Give me that piece. Oh, I'm so sorry, Vanessa, and it's right there. Take the students to the library where books will already be picked out and available. Wonderful, excellent. I'm a huge fan of that. Good. Walk around while the students are researching, answering their questions. Great. Will you allow them to do any internet access if computers are available? Think about that. While I'm not requiring differentiation modification over here, be thinking about that piece also. If you have a kiddo who's a struggling reader and then they have to pick up a book that's a biography of a person they don't know and don't care about, their efficacy is going to tank pretty quickly. So what would you be doing for them with those kiddos? Okay? Excellent. Great. And nice. I always appreciate when you guys include your attachments. Early life and facts, adult life. Okay, excellent. Really good, Vanessa. Really good. Few little tweaks here and there, and I think this will be fantastic.